GM, wherever you are, and we are live. Today we have a huge play to earn project with us, which is Cypher, one of my favorites, and I'm very excited to talk about this project and shared with the SandStorm community. So, first, let's do a quick intro. Who is Alan Crypto and who is Traco?
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Good morning or good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Alan. I'm the head of partnership at Cypher and also one of the core members at Cypher. And yeah, looking forward to talk to you guys.
Yeah, and I'm Truco, and I am basically working on the innovation team within Cypher. We pretty much handle anything related to strategy, research and development, and also work side by side with the product and developers on different products. So, handling right now a couple of the projects, like the spaceships that recently came out and the dashboard. But we'll talk more about that later. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to talk about. And yeah, we'll definitely touch on the spaceship. But first, let's just go over the background of the project. What is Cypher?
Okay, what is Cypher? Okay, the idea started like around almost like 1 year ago, like around May last year, when Tin, our CEO and world architect, founder of Cypher, came up with the idea like to do like an Inu as a cool NFT picture that can be like your companion, something like a Siri, but like you have your NFT, that's your Siri. But then, like with all the work that our artists put into Cypher and like creating like the word lore and everything around Cypher, we thought like, okay, there has to be more than that. And also, like we were looking like for blockchain games back then. We talked about it, and we are passionate players and gamers, and there wasn't really like any blockchain game out there that really fascinated us. So we were thinking, okay, we need to play that. It would be fun to play together, like the game on the blockchain stuff. So we thought like, okay, there have to be like a lot of people like out there that think the same like us, like want like
Yeah,
maybe like a more like action packed game with live controls. Yeah, different than what was out there. So we wanted to fill that gap, and yeah, that's how we came up with the idea of Cypher, creating the Cypher game, and put together like a deck with like what we want to do and how we're going to do it with the resources we have here in Vietnam. And yeah, we presented it to some friends, like our co-founding advisor at Kyber, and they really liked it. And they showed it to their investors in Singapore, like Southeast Asia. They liked it, and somehow the word got out to the West, like America, where we found like a lot of our great investors nowadays. So yeah, that's how it started out.
yeah. I mean, everyone likes Cypher. It just blew up. I feel like 1 week was pretty unknown, and then the next week, you guys have I believe you guys have 16 different partners with guilds.
Yeah, 18 partners, like 3
Okay.
lead investors and 15 backers. Yeah, and like two of the biggest guilds also like backed us with YGG and Merit Circle. Yeah, they don't need any introduction. So yeah, we were quite lucky with our round. So yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's
lucky and
amazing.
happy to have them. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a few questions. So, why is Tin called the world architect? And the other question I actually forgot. Hopefully, it comes back to me.
Okay. Yeah, World Architect, because Tin is basically the one like who built everything. He's not
Okay.
only like, okay, giving like the art direction, but also about the law, like okay. And also the name Cypher, which is like a combination of two words, like your surrogate, that's the S, surrogate, it's like your alter ego, your second life, so to say. And Cypher, like that you write with a C usually. Cypher is which is like a code, so it's like a second life in a coded world, so to say. So that's the
Okay.
story behind the name. And yeah, he thought about like the whole background story and everything around it. So that's why he's the world architect.
Okay. Okay. That's crazy. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a lot of work. Yeah.
My
I
second
tried some
question
things
was
as well, but yeah, it's a lot of work to come up with all these ideas. But it's
I
fun.
mean,
It's
you
fun.
came up with the names of there are a lot of traits out there with the Inus and the Nekos, and you had to come up with the names. So how was that? Like, how long did that take?
Yeah, naming wasn't taking that long. Like, okay,
Okay,
our artists are great. Okay, of course, you see like all these different sets they did like for each of the races we have. So for the Enos and Nekos, over 40 unique sets, and then okay, all sets like okay follow like a specific theme. Like okay, you have like a firefighter, a cook, and stuff, and yeah, you just like think about like some cool words like instead of like a
okay,
cook or whatever you call him like pâtissier, like French for that, and yeah, and create the
okay. So
metadata for that. Yeah.
yeah, and you did mention that there's going to be community contest when it comes to naming. Are you able to share about that?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, like our team is great, and they just like push out like in-game assets, 3D in-game assets, like or 2D sketches, like every day. We have something new, and sometimes like for me, like okay, looking at all these, I say, okay, what do I think? My feedback. How should we name this gun or this armor or helmet, whatever? I think like okay, it's time to get the community more involved. So we will show like some of these artworks, 3D in-game assets, and like as a community, what do you think? Like how should it be called? What's a fitting name for this kind of item, for example? So we want to launch it soon. That initiative.
Awesome. Yeah. And you did mention that you have 18 different partners. So I know
Yeah.
Cypher is very well funded. Are you comfortable sharing the exact number of how much money you guys raised to the audience?
Yeah, sure. It's public, so it's like no secret. So during our seed round, we raised 6.8 million from our seed investors, and of course, we raised money with our NFT sales, the two collections, and also our public token sale of our Cypher token, which is like right now like being staked almost like over 80%, I think, because of course like before we have the game out, the utility will be like staking to get more rewards. So once the game launches, so everyone that staked it and invested early will have like more Cypher in their hands to use in game.
Yeah. And right now, the utility for Cypher is staking, but in the future, can you talk about the tokenomics of Cypher?
Yeah, sure. So later on, like Cypher, which is our like multifunctional governance token, for that we want people to use Cypher. It's like comparable to like a premium currency, like in mostly like other traditional games like Lost Ark or mobile games like Genshin Impact, and you use that premium currency to do like more like premium features like cloning your character. Like you have like a Cypher NFT, and you can clone that NFT with like Cypher tokens together with like an item we call the vessel core, and then you will have like an extra Cypher NFT clone. Or for other things, like for example, like entering tournaments, or also like using the marketplace, and also like if you stake the Cypher, like we want like the community to have like some voting rights. For example, like some features we want to implement, like for example, okay, of course we will have a land sale as well, and the land sale will have like there's stuff you can do on your land. For example, we implemented some mini games and stuff, and we want the community to vote on like, okay, what should be implemented in the game? For example, like okay, mining resources on your land. How should it be? Should it be automatically like just a stats check and a timer running down, and you collect it, or should we do like a fun mini game out of that? Like get some developers on that and do like a digging game or something like that in a certain time frame, and the better you perform, the more resources you get. And yeah, we would like our Cypher stakers to vote and things like that. And also like the
Okay.
naming part, like okay, if the community comes up with a cool name for an in-game item, and then okay, we ask them like let them vote. Okay, each Cypher wallet holder is like, okay, should we implement the name for that item into the game? Yes or no? Things like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And you did talk about the vessel core. So if you want to clone your Cypher, how can you go about earning these vessel cores? And are they NFTs?
So yeah, vessel cores will be like tradable NFTs. So you can get them from our in-game marketplace. so you can get them like from other players that already have them somehow, or they also like can be dropped by enemies. But of course,
Okay.
like we can say it like what the drop rate will be and how common they will be. But yeah, that's how you will be able to obtain your vessel course later on.
Okay, cool. And are there measures in place to make sure that there isn't an oversupply of these Cypher NFTs? Because we've seen with Axie Infinity, there's just a lot of Axies that people can never use.
Yeah. So for us, it's like, okay, if you clone like a cipher, it won't be like a perfect clone. Maybe like, okay, your clone you're not really happy with. So, okay, what do you do with something you're not happy with? So, uh, you can burn your NFT. So you get some resource back and can try again, or invest it in something else that gives you like more value out of your clone. Or you can roll the dice again, and maybe like the next time you get like a perfect clone, and which brings like more value and makes you like progress better and play it more efficiently in Cypher. So those are options, and yeah, and with cloning, we don't, yeah, that's why we have to invest the cost. So we don't want like, okay, people, okay, just can buy Cypher, they can clone right away and
Yeah,
like produce like, yeah, 10 times, 20 times like the amount they hold right at the
yeah.
start. So we control that supply.
Okay, awesome. And I know that there are multiple sub races when it comes to your Inus and your Nekos. And so with the Inu, for example, there's Canis, Bioz, Cyborg, and the rarest is Cosmic, and there's only 500 of them. So would the
Yep.
Cosmics be more powerful than the Canis?
No, because we do a PvP mode as well. Our second game mode will be a PvP mode, and we want to keep it very balanced. So there's no like pay to win or one sub race or one class is stronger than the others. Of course, like they have like different play styles, but it's not like, okay, if you put like a Canis against like a Cosmic, okay, the Cosmic will definitely win. It still comes down like to the player, how he uses, how he controls his
Hmm.
character and to the skill. Yeah, it's not like
Okay.
auto check, like, okay, oh, Cosmic has like twice the stats of like a Canis, so he needs like only half the shots to kill the other person. No, it's not like that.
So it's a very skill-based game.
Yeah, it's very
Okay,
good
cool.
game because live action control, so you have to dodge, you got reflexes, you need to aim, and
Mhm.
yeah, you can't bot your way around, like get like the strongest character with strong stats and try to macro it so that you win all the time. That won't be possible.
Yeah. And why would anyone want to buy a Genesis Cypher NFT instead of just
Because
buying a clone?
okay, so our Genesis Cypher NFTs that come like with special benefits that the clones won't have. We compare like to like a premium membership, like games like Lost Ark do. So you have like additional benefits when you have like the Genesis NFTs. Like right now, you got like an airdrop, Cypher airdrop, and also like
I did.
can mint like the spaceship parts, for example, and all that. And once the clones are out, like all these features are gone, so clones won't get like any Cypher airdrop or like spaceship airdrops at all.
Yeah. I mean, I got like 2,000 Cypher tokens airdropped to me, so I'm very grateful for that.
Oh,
And right now
nice!
I have 12 spaceships after the first week of claim. Very
Yeah,
excited
nice.
to see how that
Nice.
if I get any legendary spaceships. But yeah,
Yeah, I wish you all the best. I hope you get like the rare ones as well. I
that's
hope for myself as well that I finally get some rare stuff because like I've been really unlucky with all
don't
my
you have a
players.
rare don't you have a rare Inu? You've got a cosmic, right?
Yeah, but I made it a lot. But I also have like the rank 10,000 Eno, so that tells a lot. And I have the
Nice.
rank 9,999 Neko, so that's my luck. So if we
Ooh.
would have like flip it upside down with the rarity, then I would have like the rarest Eno. Yeah,
And rank 10,000 is that's
it's rare
hard to
as
get.
well. It should be,
That's
yeah,
hard
it's
to
hard to get. It should be
that's a
like half
collectible.
the value. Yeah, it should be
That's a
like half the
collectible.
value of like the most expensive Eno, in my opinion. But yeah.
So with the cosmics, there's only 500 cosmic Inus out of 10,000. So when the cloning starts, what would stop people from mass cloning these rare cosmic Inus?
For the cloning, we haven't finalized it, but of course, we don't want to make it okay. People only clone the cosmics or the rarest one, and it's guaranteed that it will get like the cosmic every time, the 100% success rate. So the success chance and everything will be like adjusted, of course. So it's not like okay, everyone's cloning the cosmic, and each like cloning process will give you like another cosmic.
Okay, cool. I know it's supposed to be very rare. I've heard it's like 1%, but you did mention it's every it's
Yeah, I
changing.
don't know like where you heard that from, but yeah.
False information. Ignore me. Ignore me. Uh, but yeah, I feel like we've talked about a lot, but we haven't talked about the gameplay mechanics of Cypher. You guys are building multiple games, so could you talk about them?
Um, well, our core game is like consists of Cypher consists of two game modes. So we launched the first game mode, which will be like a PVE co-op, like dungeon crawler with roguelike elements. Yeah, it's a lot to pack in one game, but something you can imagine is like, for example, like Hades or Diablo, the new Diablo 4, like that you can play like with two of your friends or two random people. You fight these mobs and yeah, avoid traps and everything. Beat mini bosses, get your drops, and then like um, crafting materials and upgrade your characters, your weapons, your equipment, unlock more features in game and progress. And yeah, the further you progress, the harder everything gets. But also, of course, like the more fun you most likely will have, and more characters you unlock, and features like guild, raiding bosses and stuff. So yeah, the progression should be like fun. That's why like we hope that people, okay, instead of like hoarding all the reward tokens, they reinvest into their characters, so they unlock like more features and have more fun playing the game, instead of like okay, having the goal, okay, how can I get as many tokens as possible, or get as many items as possible that I can sell on the marketplace for monetary value only. It should be like, yeah, you should like aim for like okay, the fun, and also like some bragging rights with the community or your friends. Look, I beat this hardcore level, or look at my gear now, and all this stuff, like in traditional games. So that's the direction we are going. And yeah, the second part will be like the PvP mode, which will be like similar like to a mobile battle arena, but like in a small scale, like very casual. Imagine something like Brawl Stars, Smash Legends, or Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, teams of three versus three, and like short casual matches that shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. And yeah, where you can show off your skills, and also we have like a mode which will level out, even out like all the character stats and everything. So it's not like pay to win. It's not like okay,
Okay.
I have like this character level 100 and fight against like a level 1 character, and I'm going to stomp him. No, it will be like even leveled.
Okay. So for the PvE mode, you mentioned that you can upgrade your characters, your statistics, your armor. So will you be using Cypher tokens for those, or will it be a completely different token?
It will mostly be like our reward token, which will be the Aether token that you will get like from beating levels. So for Aether, the use will be like the utility will be like a lot of will be used for all these upgrading processes.
Mhm. Cool, awesome. And any idea on when Aether will drop? Are you guys
Aether
having
will
a
drop
sale?
when we're not sure yet. So
Okay.
of course, like Aether will be available once like we're out of the closed beta, in which we would test out like the game economy, of course, like simulations and theories. And after all that is done, we re-roll and open up like for everyone to join, play, and earn. And that's
Mhm.
when like Aether will be minted for real. But
Okay.
we're not sure like if we are going to have like a public token sale for Aether for people to hoard or buy Aether in advance. So once the game launches, you can use it right away. Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't finalized on that yet.
Okay. Cool. And there are Inus, Negos, and there'll be another drop coming soon, which is the Buru. Can you talk
Yep.
a little bit more about that character and when the sale will be?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, these are our three main characters. You can say like starting out. So as you can see, like in the trailer and everywhere. So we want to cover like all the three basic classes that you're familiar with in traditional games. So the Inu is basically like your knight or your all-rounder. Your Neko is your agile assassin, and the Buru is like your tank. So a high HP, and of course the fourth one that we'll be missing is like your class can like long range caster or sniper. So that will come soon as well. Before we launch the game, we will have like four races. And as for the Buru, before like we wanted to do like the same cell like with the Inu and Neko, but then we thought about like okay, we don't need like to raise like more Eve for that. We have enough to build, and also like we want to think about like another way for more people to be able to get the Buru or all starter characters. So they have a wide variety. So we don't force anyone like okay you have to buy like an Inu, a Neko, a Buru, and like a fourth race to be able to tackle like all the content we will offer in the game and for different situations. So yeah, we want to make it accessible to as many as possible.
Okay. So it's not going to be a sale. It's not going to be a traditional NFT sale.
It's not a traditional NFT sale like we
Okay.
did with the Inu and Neko before, and
Okay.
also like would be too late like if we do it the same way and like the Buru wouldn't get like these Cypher airdrops like the Genesis Inu and
Hmm.
Genesis Neko got. So they will be
Yeah.
at a disadvantage, and also like they miss out on the spaceship airdrops already.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Mm. Okay. And what are factions? And what are the
Factions like
benefits of joining a faction?
factions in Cypheria, like we have like three factions like Maximalist Templars, the Shade Syndicate, and like our scholars. Well, so the idea with the faction was like your identity. So it's like a religion or your beliefs. So, for example, Maximalist Templars, they're very like righteous and stuff. Like for them, it's like okay, everything has to be done properly. And for example, Shade Syndicate, they're more like living in the shadows, backstabbing people, and using like more like a snake, like using like trying to convince people with words or like deceive people. And the scholars are all about like wisdom and yeah, getting to know more about Cypheria, all that knowledge that's hidden. Yeah, so we thought that it's a fun idea. Like, first of all, like for our community, like if they join, like, okay, what kind of type are you? Are you like, okay, a risk taker, or are you more like conservative, or are you looking like for a lot of like knowledge, wisdom, and stuff? So we create these three factions that people can identify themselves, and these three factions will definitely make it into the game as well. It's not only like
Awesome.
for the community, and we will have like a yeah, most likely a specific like faction quest that you have to fulfill if you want to advance in your faction and all that.
Okay, cool. So we have a question. Do you think it's possible in the long term to see a real open world PvE game like written in the Cypher homepage? And what about a more complex skill perk character progression, maybe based also on weapons and other wearables? Will the demo be on chain, testnet, or off chain?
Okay, good question. So yeah, so we definitely think about like a open world game as well, but that will come at the later stage. Right now, it's like still like in like dungeons, like instances. And the second question was about like items, right? I forgot like what it exactly was, but yeah, for okay, thank you. More complex skill perks, character progression, maybe based also on weapons and other words. Yeah, definitely. So, um, it will be most likely okay if you have the same like assault rifle, like a common, uncommon assault rifle, like your friend. It won't be like exactly the same. There will be some modifications, like some differences between the assault rifle you have and like the assault rifle your friend has, for example. So yeah, I can't say too much about that. It's not finalized, but you guys will see soon that want to give people like the more customization options to make the character unique and also the playstyle unique. Maybe like your assault rifle won't shoot the same way like your friend's assault rifle. So yeah, that's something you can look
Oh,
forward to.
interesting. That's cool.
And yeah, for the demo, it will be off chain. It will be all off chain. We don't do. It only makes sense like to do everything on chain once we have the game economy running and the marketplace and everything to test it all out. But for gameplay purposes only, it will be like off chain.
Cool. We've talked a lot about weapons and armors, and when you go on OpenSea, you see Inus and Negos with, all sorts of helmets and hats. So are these NFTs? If you buy these NFTs, are these the weapons and armors you're getting in the game, or will the in-game NFTs be customizable and these are just profile pictures?
They are basically profile pictures, but your NFT that you use in game and whatever metadata you have, it will give you some bonuses as well. But it won't be like if your PFP. So, for example, here in the background, the the Al Capone Inu with the Tommy gun won't be like okay. If you enter the game, okay, your Cypher will have the Tommy gun equipped as well. Some weapons won't make it into the game because it don't make sense. Like we have like a octopus, for example, which is like would be a super weird weapon in game, or yeah, like a walkie-talkie, or like
Yeah,
just like a restaurant menu. Yeah, that would be weird. But yeah, definitely like NFTs and with the metadata, like once the game is launched, all these metadata we take into account and we give you like some extra benefits. But it's not like a separate NFT that you can that you get automatically in game and can sell or trade right away.
cool. And how big is the Cypher team?
How big is the Cypher team? As of today, I think we are 128, 29, yeah, around that, 130 around that. And
Yeah,
most of us are based in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Our office holds like 82 people. And we have like an office in Da Nang, which is like central Vietnam for 20 people, and one in Hanoi in the north for 25 people. And of course, we also have outsource some stuff and have like people working on Cypher full time overseas, like Truco here, yeah, Philippines, Singapore, Canada, US, Europe, yeah.
cool. And with the NFT space, people in the NFT space, they want everything fast, but building a great game takes a lot of time. So how do you juggle that? How do you satisfy your community, but also make sure the quality of your product doesn't suffer?
It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, like we presented an investor, what they really were impressed with is like how we maintain like presented like the whole deck and like all the steps, like how we want to do it. It's not like just like telling them okay we build like a game, a metaverse, but also step by step and budgeting and everything has to be very planned out. And everyone like advisors told us like okay you want to make a game within 1 year, that's impossible. Then we just asked the question, okay, how do we make it possible? And then they say okay you need funding. Okay, so we get funding. Okay, we raise the seed round, get funding done. And they say like okay, but that's not enough. Okay, what do we need? They say like okay you need like game engineers, game designers, and like artists if you want to build everything in house. And we're like okay, so we get them. Like how many we need, like they said like, yeah you need like 15. We're like okay, that we can do that. We're here in Vietnam and we know a lot of people, our network is big, and we're just hiring and hiring. And then like once we covered that, and then these skeptics like people like advising us like okay you guys are really serious about it, uh, but you have to be careful. Like my advice is like take it slowly. We're like it's crypto, you can't take it slowly. They're like okay, just like scale like from 30 to 40 and 50 and see how your cash flow is, and don't burn everything at once. That was the advice. And we like now we want to move things as fast as possible. And for us like okay the money is well spent for that. We're not like okay we don't need like okay spend it like more wisely, like saving on that and track it out. Like traditional game studios like often work only like with 20 or 30 people, and they need like 2 or 3 years to make a game. So if we scale like 3-4 times that, then we can also shorten like the duration it takes to finish the game. So for us, that was very important. So we didn't listen to the advice. We could have saved some more money, but that's not the main point. The main point is like to get out like a quality product out as fast as possible. It's also why we invest so much in the art team, because like, yeah, advice was also like, hey, there's so much, almost everything has been built already, in-game assets. You can buy like all these libraries like online and stuff. And we're like, yeah, but it will look like every other game, right? Like, yeah, but you save a lot of money. We again, like, it's not about the money. It's about building something like a unique and
Yeah,
creative and with quality. So we want to create our own stuff. So yeah.
yeah. Like art wise, I don't think there's anything similar to what Cypher is building. You guys have a very unique art style. Like I mentioned on our call the other day, every single Cypher and Neko, they're very good fashion sense. They look pimped out. So yeah, I love it. Uh, yeah, and it seems like the goal of Cypher, it's more than just a gaming project. You guys are doing a lot. There's comics. It looks like you're building an entire IP around these characters. So do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So there was the idea since the very beginning, not only do like a game and not only like a this mobile like game with dungeon crawl, but like to do more like with whatever we created, because we have everything ready. Like of course like the story behind it, so it makes sense like to tell its story outside the game. Often like in the game, like people don't want to read too much text. Like me personally, I play a lot of games, and I don't want like sometimes like I just want to go straight to the action and not like click through all like dialogue boxes.
Yeah,
So yeah, we think like there are better ways to tell about the story. Like
mm,
for example, like big Star Wars fan or like Final Fantasy, like storytelling is great, and we want to create a game that has like the same thing, like great storytelling that can really like pull you into the world. Like yeah, like I said, Star Wars or Game of Thrones, or also like League of Legends with all the lore they're doing. Like they have their game, they have like their auto battle, team fight tactics, they have their animation with Arcane. So they're doing great things, and we think like yeah, we want to do like something similar like that with Cypher as well, and tell our story outside, and also like bring Cypher closer to people, not only gamers, but also like people with like comics, animations, and also later on like yeah, fashion, merch, and all that.
yeah. Um, so these comics, how can you read them?
So for our comics, like we want to make it a exclusive to our like NFT holders. So you right now like Inu and Neko holders. So we release like an issue for for them like yeah, every other month, and there will be later on like the first one, because we wanted to have the first edition more accessible. So it's not an NFT like we planned, but later on we want to go to that direction that okay, each holder will get like a his comic as an NFT that he can collect and store, or even like trade if he wants. And maybe these comics will be different, have like different covers or different colors, rarities as well for collector purposes.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. I would love to collect some Cypher comics as NFTs. So if you have one Inu, you get one comic.
Yep,
Oh,
you have
I
like
get 12 comics. I've got six Inus
yeah,
and six Nekos, so
and it
quite a
could be
lot of
all
comics.
different. So if we do
Yeah,
like different
awesome,
covers, different framing, or maybe like yeah, like a foil comic, then it would be cool. Yeah.
awesome. And what are spaceships? How do you go about minting them? And what is the utility?
True, cool.
Yep.
Your turn.
Yeah, I can take this. Give you a break to breathe. Uh, so spaceships. So basically, spaceships are going to be, in game. You can think of them as mounts, right? Um, where basically you can get one for each Cypher NFT that you hold. So right now we're currently, so week 2 started right now. So there's different types of spaceships. There's 7, and the Inu and Neko NFT holders are able to claim 6 of them for starters. And so it's going to be throughout 7 weeks, so there's around 6 more weeks to go. And essentially, the way to claim it is by going on the Cypher dashboard, where the user can make an account, an Aether Labs account, and this pretty much allows you to claim your spaceship off chain. So we did a little bit of a different method, like to help save on gas fees and stuff like that. And once you have your Aether Labs account and you're in the dashboard, you can basically claim the loot box off chain. And so there's 7 different loot boxes, and that's what is being claimed right now. But if you want to, if you want to trade it, or you want to just keep it in your wallet, you can bring it on chain, and by this you basically mint it into an NFT. So that's pretty much the main thing. In terms of utility, there will be utility. So essentially, these are, like I said, in-game assets. So once the process is basically you open your spaceship, your spaceship loot box. You open that up. Once that function becomes available, and you get 5 parts. And these parts are essentially allow you to create a full spaceship. There's going to be different rarities, so like you can get all 5 parts for a spaceship, but you don't necessarily get them like all legendary, for example. So you need to if you get all legendary, honestly, you're pretty lucky, because of the different percentages and all that, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, once you open this loot box, you get the parts, and then you can decide if you want to get a legendary spaceship. Then you can trade your way into it. And basically, each of the parts has like a rarity score. We have a full article on that on Medium, that goes more into the details. But depending on the rarity of the parts, once you build this spaceship, you'll have a rarity score, and this kind of like comes into play to the utility. So there's different types of things that you can do with the spaceships. Like you can use it as it can be a travel requirement. So like if you want to go to a certain world, you might need to have a specific type of spaceship or part. You can use it for resource gathering. You can use it as a storage. Obviously, you can spaceships look cool, right? So you
Yeah.
want to show off to your friends or other players. So there's going to be different ways that you can show them off. Like, for example, if you jump into a dungeon, your spaceship might be visible right there. Like you swoop into the dungeon with your spaceship. Or if other users click on your profile, like those are ways. There might be more, but those are some examples. And the other big one is that you can, once you have a full spaceship built, this can count as an in-game equipment item. So you can use it within your character, and you can get different buffs. So like, for example, there's a exclusive spaceship for Inus that, pretty much gives them a big boost in different stats and skills, etc. But each type of spaceship has a different type of utility or boost. So some of them can give you more HP or more damage or more movement speed. Like it just depends on the type of spaceship. But yeah, I would suggest, for more details on that, like read over our Medium article that kind of like explains all about that. So because I pretty much gave you kind of like a little a little summarized version, right? But yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty much all there is to spaceships.
Okay. So, for example, right now I have 12 loot boxes, so I can choose to
Hmm.
claim them and have them as NFTs, or I can open them. And can I mint the individual parts as NFTs, or should I assemble the? Can I do I would I have to assemble the entire spaceship and then mint it?
Yeah, so you can either keep it off chain. So you will need to keep it off chain or bring it back off chain if you want to use the different functions, like opening the loot box, or if you want to build a spaceship,
Mm,
you need to have the parts off chain. But you have
okay.
the full ability to mint the loot box itself as an NFT, or mint the parts themselves as NFTs, or the full spaceship. So you have all the different options within the process. So it just depends on what you want to do.
Okay. And are the legendary spaceships more OP, or are they collectibles?
They will look, so there's two parts to it. They will look they look cooler in my opinion. They have like more uniqueness to them in terms of visuals, but also, like I was saying, there's different types of in-game utilities. So depending on what usage the spaceship will, what you will be using the spaceship for, it can give you more benefits if it is legendary. So like for example, if you're going to use it as storage, then you might be able to have the spaceship, a legendary spaceship might have more storage than a common one. Or in terms of the boosts, there's different stats and character boosts. The percentage of increase is going to be higher with legendary spaceships than with the common ones.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and don't sleep on storage, guys. Like whenever I play a game, I usually overlook on storage, but then you get it and you're like, oh my god, this is actually very useful. I'm talking
Oh
about my
yeah.
experience from RuneScape, but yeah,
Yeah, having to go to the bank just to
yeah,
just
yeah, it's
to
a pain.
offload your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Diablo, anyone? Potions.
yeah. So with these spaceships, there are five different parts. If I open five loot boxes and I get legendary parts, you know, the five legendary parts for all the parts, I can assemble them together to make my legendary spaceship. Did I
Yep,
explain
yep,
that? Yeah. Okay.
yep,
Cool.
yep, you said that right. But like I said, it would have to be off chain. So
Yeah.
essentially you would mint it if you want to trade it.
Yeah. Cool.
But if you do get five legendaries, you're pretty lucky. Hands down to you.
I hope so. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how. So, can you play Cypher as much as you want, or is there going to be energy and maybe after 20 games you can't play anymore?
You can play as much as you want, but of course, like for the game economy, like for the sake of the gaming economy, you won't be able like to earn infinitely, like without any
Hmm.
limits, of course. So the amount you can earn, we haven't fixed it yet. We go through that with our game economists. We will know like once we have like the closed test and run the game economy simulation. But yeah, it will be like okay, you have like kind of like a stamina system. So, and after that, once you can't earn anymore for the day, you can still play. And we also have like rank modes, like leaderboards, like daily, weekly, monthly. You can always try to participate in there and like earn more there, which is like of course like harder because not everyone can make it to the top leaderboards, like compared like to uh, playing regular levels and getting your reward tokens through there. But it's a nice extra, and then we really think that we really want like to cater like to players that really love playing games and are really good at it. So the better they perform, like they can make like good of a extra amount of like tokens by that.
Awesome. And are there currently any collabs Cypher is working on?
Collaborations with other projects. For collaborations, we have like a lot before. We did a lot before in partnerships, um, like for example, our guild partnerships. Like I'm in charge, like with all the guild partnerships, and yeah, like besides like Merit Circle and YGG, we have like 14 other official partner guilds. Uh, Yeah, and they're all great. They all bring something to our ecosystem. Maybe like more eyeballs, more players, or also like content creation and all that. Yeah, so we still keep in touch with everyone and we work closely with them, give them updates about everything we do. And yeah, our collaborations, like for example, our like NFT collaborations, we have like a Trueco and a community team. Like sometimes some cool projects reaching out to us, or some we can reach out to as well, and like do just like a cross promotion, things like that.
Okay. And someone's asking when will it be released?
The game, so according to our roadmap, so we in July to September we will have like the closed test, and after that, hopefully, we reroll everything and everything is fine. Then in October we can open up like the servers to everyone. So
Okay.
right now, what you're looking at it would be October this year
Okay.
for the
Cool.
PvE game mode, for the PvE dungeon crawler game mode. The PvP will come later, like the close better for the PvP will most likely be in December, January, and 2 months after that we should be able to launch that officially as well.
Okay, awesome. Are you guys also focused on metaverse expansion, like trying to get into the sandbox or the central end?
Yeah, like of course we build our own metaverse as well, but that will take some time with the Lancer and everything. That won't happen. Yeah, this year for sure not. Next year maybe at the end of the year we don't know yet. But yeah, in the meanwhile we want like to be like in all good metaverses like Sandbox, Decentralands, like Nifty Island, NFT Worlds, and maybe even like yeah, Card Lane, the new one, like whatever, like we think like it's cool and it's good for our community to hang out with, because like our vision is like, okay, we want our community to have like a space where they can all hang out, they can chat and do like some cool activities with each other. And maybe we'll have like our small metaverse first when we have our moon-based station, which is basically like the spawning point where
Mm-hmm.
everyone will spawn before they enter like all these when they go on these adventures and enter like these dungeons. So that, but it's just a small space in the beginning. So,
Okay.
but later on we want to build it out, and in the meanwhile, of course, we want to be like represented in other metaverses, like I said before, like Sandbox and so on, to
Okay.
have a presence there. And also like for people that don't know about Cypher yet, they play Sandbox, they're not interested in games, but okay, they see like, okay, some Cypher characters running around in the metaverse they like, and they think it's cool. Okay, maybe I talk to this Cypher person here and like uh, learn more about him, and it would be cool.
Yeah.
Like it's all about
Yeah.
like building like worlds and connecting to each other.
Yeah.
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 Oh, there's a question from Dax. Okay.
What happens to the collector program for holders of Inu and Neko if Buru isn't going to mint like a normal launch?
Yeah, so the collector program, so holders of Inu and Neko, they will still get like the Buru. It's just like we don't we want to go away like from the 10,000 Genesis collection for each race we publish. Because if you think about like, okay, we always like gate like 10,000, 10,000, but we want to build a game like for millions of people or players later on. So there would be like too much of a bottleneck. So yeah, so for Inu and Neko holders, you will still get your Buru, but for all other people, okay, you have to go like a different way to get them.
Okay. Cool. And what is the grand vision of Cypher?
The grand vision of Cypher is just like bringing as many people together as possible from all over the world that like to have the passion for like games, art, and just having a good time together. It's not like only on the battlefield. That's why we also have like we have like project going called like the Council of Nine with
Mm-hmm.
our Nexus program, and we funded that program with like 69 ETH, and these the council will have like some suggestions like how to implement like more fun into the world, like for example mini games like I mentioned before, and other stuff like besides all the fighting, maybe like metaverse or moon-based station. Okay, you can hang out in a bar, play some pool at a pool table, or like just enter like a level like which is not about fighting, but where you can have like all the characters like racing against each other, like similar like to Fall Guys or like Champion Quest, like in Final Fantasy 14. More like social fun games, mini games, or like Mario Party games. Our devs are already looking into that, so we want to implement more of that. So everyone is welcome, and everyone should have like a good time. You don't have to be good at like yeah, mobile control games or like a shooter games have like the best reflexes. You can be like you can go into SIPHER and have like fun otherwise, and meet a lot of cool people. And also we will also welcome like our NFT collections as well. And yeah, if like for example bought apes or like cool cats want to enter SIPHER, then yeah, they can hang out with our SIPHERians. It's just like, okay, they can enter the dungeons, and you
Yeah.
won't see like an ape running around with our like the guitar machine
Yeah.
gun or something like that. That's only like for ciphers, of course, but they can still hang out like in the um, central hub with our um, yeah, with other projects and among other Cypherians. That's the idea.
Cool. And for my last question, what was both of your favorite games growing up?
Wow. Okay, let me start.
It's a
I
tough
played so
one. It's
many
a tough one.
games. Yeah, I played
Dang.
like since I was like yeah 5 6 years old. But I have to say like one of my favorite games definitely has to be like the Final Fantasy series with 6 and 7. My favorites, of course, 7 remake, one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy like it's pretty much shaped me, and
Okay.
yeah, back then also a lot of strategy games, RTS. Now I'm horrible at them, but back in the days, yeah, Dune, Dune 2, Command and
Yeah.
Conquer, Warcraft 3, Starcraft 1. Yeah, all these games were great, and of course like FPS as well. I played like all kind of genres, and yeah, FPS like Counter Strike 1.5 was like my yeah, it was pretty much like my truck back in the days, like playing like every day, all the time. And
Good
of
old
course
times.
now, yeah, and I love battle royales as well, like PUBG Mobile. Play mostly like games on my phone, and PUBG Mobile I played like a lot. Made it to Conqueror once, and then it was like too hardcore, and then I quit. Yeah, I like to play games for fun and mobile casual style, but if it gets to like a point like okay you're in a clan and like okay the schedule like okay games okay we need to rank up and all that stuff, then yeah, that's when I usually quit the game. Same like with like MOBAs like Arena of Valor or Honor of Kings or White Rift. Okay, you go to the top ranks like Diamond Master, and then like it gets like too, yeah, it gets too
Yeah.
competitive and too serious. And for me,
Yeah.
like it's yeah, it takes all the fun away. And I think like okay, I
Hmm.
spent like half a year on this, and okay, time to get out and look for the
Yeah.
Yeah.
next thing. I don't want to spend all my time like become trying to become like someone like playing at the higher levels. Yeah, just play
Yeah.
for fun.
I get that.
Yeah,
Competitive gaming, it can take a very big mental toll. It's like
yeah,
you gotta get your shit together if
Mm-hmm.
you want to be a competitive gamer.
yeah.
What
Truco,
about
what
you?
about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I share the same feelings. In terms of my favorite games, I have played a lot growing up too. So, um, I think some of the ones that I played most or for the longest time was probably like FPSs, like Call of Duty, and also like battle royales or MOBAs. I played League of Legends a bit, also Paragon, which was kind of like a different take on it. Um, but I think my favorite has to be Kingdom Hearts series. Like to me, they come from the same creators of Final Fantasy, right? But
Yeah, Square.
um, yeah. So, but their
They just released a
story,
trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4.
yeah, I saw
That's so
that. I
sick.
saw that. I was so excited. Yeah. But like it started off when I was a kid, and as a kid, seeing that you could play around with like Goofy and Donald and all these Disney characters was super cool. But then growing up, like and as the game progressed, the whole storyline was just so amazing and it's so intriguing and complex. And I really loved that. And in a way, I think that that's part of what I like about Cypher a lot too. That I feel like the story is gonna be a big part of the game. So honestly, to me, the story just drives me to playing the game a lot more and wanting to like figure out and rerun the game just to see if I miss little things, like stuff like that. But yeah, I would say that one is my favorite.
Awesome. Great list of games. Great list of games. But yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go, is there anything else you guys would like to add?
Truco, you can go first for this one.
Let's see. Uh, I mean, I guess there's a few couple things that might be coming down that we haven't said. Alan, like, do you want to share?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, first of all, like I'm very thankful, Professor, and also like a SandStorm, our leagues. Yeah, for having us here, and also like to everyone like tuning in and like all our Cypher community supporting us since day one. You guys are great. You guys are really the best. And yeah, we know we're not perfect, and some things that could have done better. We always try to improve, and also like just wanted to get this off my chest. Like a lot of times, like some people are asking me because I see around the space, like, is Cypher still in development? Are you guys still building? And we're like, yeah, of course. Even if it sometimes are not as flashy as our projects on Twitter and Discord and stuff, we still build every day. We go to the office and we work on Cypher, work really hard. Our game devs and artists work really hard on the game to bring like a really high quality product to everyone. And yeah, we won't stop until that happens. And also, yeah, we want to like more action and talk. That's like how we see things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to worry about Cypher not building. I feel like Cypher is one of those teams that are always building. So I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we can let like over
Yeah.
100 people starve. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're doing
Yeah.
Most of
something.
them have
Yeah.
families as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, guys. This was I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun too. And I hope the viewers had a lot of fun listening to us talk. So have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are. Peace out.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
everybody. Thanks for having us.
Peace.
Bye bye.